What's up guys, it's McNulty here. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another episode of Who's That Hero? And today we have Rashan in the portal. So we have another secret summon hero that's just dropped in. And of course we have had some people that have been pulling hard for this hero. So you know somebody has already got him maxed and limit broken and master emblemed and all the rest of it. So how do we find this person? Really easy. We are just going to jump into the raids, and I feel like we've actually got a bit more time on the secret heroes now because I think this one's got a full 48 hours for you to be able to get your hands on him. But some people in a rush. My man King at the top of the leaderboard is definitely in a rush, as we can see, because he has got Rashan. So here he is in all his glory, our newest super secret hero from the portal. And we're going to have a look at this guy today. We're going to break him down and see how he stands alongside the other cultists and investigators. So he is obviously a fire hero. We have had another fire hero. She's not that great. I think second on the leaderboard or third on the leaderboard has her... maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, this one, Abigail. So she was a bit of a letdown, to be honest. I think that just the damage is a bit low. The way that the insanity is attached to the minions is not quite that great. But Predator seems to definitely be making her work. But maybe it's because of the other heroes he's got alongside her. Now, this new guy... hopefully he's pretty good, because we have insane heroes in all of the categories that are really strong. So we're going to see how Rashan stacks up. So first of all, he is of the rogue class, which means that he gets a chance to dodge. So you can see with this talent, he's got the master evade because he has 25 emblems. So it's a 20% chance to dodge special skill damage. And if he dodges, then he deals 50% damage to the attacker. So a pretty decent extra bolt on there. He also gets the special boost. So it means at the start of each turn, the hero's special skill deals an additional 30% damage for 6 turns. So whatever he's doing is going to be increased by 30% damage for 6 turns. Now, family bonus for these heroes, he is in the cultist family. So with the cultist family, it's a straight up boost to the defense and the health stats. So anywhere from 20% to 40% defense and health. And obviously that bonus kicks in from a single hero. So whatever stats we're going to be looking at for Rashan, throughout the course of the battle, he's going to have an additional 20, 30 or 40%. As you can see on this team setup, we've got 3 heroes from the cultists, or 3 heroes from... I believe they're all from the cultists. No, investigator. Okay, so forget whatever I was going to say. But if you have more than one cultist family hero, he is going to boost the defense and health. So that is pretty good. Now, his passive, it's the same for all of them. All damage received by the characters reduced by 5% per 10 insanity that stacks on this character, up to a maximum reduction of 50%. So it's a damage reduction per insanity that gets cast on the caster, which is awesome. He looks kind of understated. Like, I don't want to be kind of like racist or on the side of it in any case. He reminded me of that guy that runs around throwing the bombs in front of people in those videos, like Jalal's or whatever it is. But anyway, he looks really understated. Like, there's nothing super special about this hero. I'm not sure where he's jumping out of, but he looks like he's moving quickly. And that is going to be a theme across this hero. So in terms of stats, we're looking at, obviously, with the second limit breaks and emblems, we're looking at attack of nearly 1700, defense of 1408, and health of 2412. That's huge, 2412 HP. And remember, he gets that family bonus, so it's going to be a 20% increase on top of both of those stats that we are seeing on this card here. So really amazing stats, and he is more attacking, which is good because he gets the defense and HP boost, which make him more survivable. And a lot of things in the game are moving towards stats now more. So, you know, the stronger your stats or the higher your stats are on your heroes, the more likely it is that you're going to be able to turn the tide and be able to win the battle. We are seeing longer battles. We're seeing more healers on defensive teams. So it's all about stats and focusing on your heroes on your team that have the highest stats, even if they're not necessarily the most powerful heroes in a lot of cases. So anyway, his stats are insane. Let's move over to what he's actually doing. So his special skill is the Cuts of Hulu, and he's running at very fast speed. So at very fast, he's going to be dealing 330% damage and inflicting 25 insanity to the enemies on the edges of the enemy formation. So basically to 2 heroes, he's going to hit 330% damage to 2 heroes and inflict each of them with 25 insanity. If there's only 1 enemy alive, then the damage and the insanity are both doubled. So if you've got a single hero left on the team, it's good night, because that's 660% damage, 50 insanity. If insanity gets up to 100, it's an automatic reverse special skill cast, which is awesome because it means that that character is not only going to take a huge amount of damage, but they're more than likely going to just basically kill themselves after you hit them. So that's awesome. The enemies on the edges of the enemy formation also resist healing and receive 250 damage per each resisted healing for 3 turns. So again, he's just making it so that you're unable to come back from his hit. He has inflicted you with insanity, so you're likely to be able to cast your special skill in reverse. And then if your special skills are heal, not only are you going to be healing the opposition team, you're going to be damaging yourself. Now, it's not a huge amount of damage, and it's not the first time that we've seen the damage per heal. But what it is the first time is that we've seen the first time that's actually attached to a hero with the insanity effect. And that is definitely relevant. Now, he does also inflict 45 insanity on himself, which is a cool number. Now, 45 is pretty much the perfect number for Rashan, and I'm going to tell you why. So I don't want to bore you guys to death, but remember he's marked by the Old One's passive. So where he receives damage, where he reduces damage, it's by 5% per 10 insanity on this caster, up to a maximum reduction of 50%. So that means that once you get up to 50 insanity, you reach the maximum reduction. 100%, 100 insanity, you reach the maximum reduction. So he's giving himself a decent 20% reduction in damage, and he's inflicting sort of just the right amount of insanity to make it to where he's less likely to cast his special on himself. Now, that's not to say that he won't do it. He could do it. And that is, I think, why this player King has actually been quite smart, and he's put him in the tank position. So what you don't want to happen is for him to reverse cast his special when there's just a single hero. So if he was on the wing, it's quite likely you might be focusing on taking out the tank and then the flanks first, and that just leaves Rashan on the field. So when he casts, he's just automatically going to snipe himself out of the game. If he's in the tank position, it gives him a bit of an advantage because he's running at very fast speed. He's giving himself damage reduction, and he's less likely to cast that special on just one hero. So yeah, I think he's a really good hero for defense is what I'm saying. I think he's actually really well suited to the tank or the flank position. On attack, I mean, he's just going to be an absolute beast because he's dealing a huge amount of damage for very fast speed. Now, it is interesting going up against these insanity heroes. As we're seeing them filter down a lot more, they can really be a detriment to themselves. And if you have a team, like I said before, that is sort of based on high stats, boosted health, high healing, then you may have the ability to withstand these insanity hits, but they certainly won't on the opposition team. So when they start firing against themselves, it's really quite funny. So I kind of like the randomness of the effect because these are really powerful heroes. But again, they can be a detriment to themselves. And we are seeing them filter down into more wars that we're at. I'm sort of around the 200 sort of mark in terms of alliances. But yeah, so what do we think of Rashan? He's an interesting hero. It's not the first time, that we've seen this effect. We have seen it on other heroes, but not running at very fast speed. So 330% damage to 2 enemies at very fast is a huge amount of damage, especially with his high attack stats. So I really like that. The insanity that he inflicts on the enemies, it's not a huge amount. So 25 insanity does give you kind of a high chance that nothing's really going to happen. And he is actually inflicting insanity on himself. As a finisher, I think this guy's awesome because he can take out that single hero with the double damage. And if he doesn't quite take that hero out, as I've said before, they've then got at least 50 insanity on them, which is going to make them basically kill themselves. So yeah, I really like him as an attacking hero. I think that he's going to be awesome. On defense, he may not be quite as viable. Like I said before, you wouldn't really want to put him on the wings, where it's kind of, most of the time that's where you want to put very fast heroes. With this guy, you really want him in the tank position if you can. But out of the tank position, I don't think he's going to be quite as effective as some of the other cultists and investigators on defense. That being said, though, I would love to get my hands on this hero. I mean, huge congratulations to you if you do manage to pull Rashan. He is a freaking beast. Like, all of these insane heroes are beasts. I know I've had a lot of comments with people saying I've pulled them, I've leveled them, and now I hate them because they always work against me. Just pop them on your defensive team and forget about them. Let them do their thing. Trust me, they will survive longer than the opposition 9 times out of 10. But like I said, it's not a guarantee. I do like the fact that he's of the rogue class. I wonder if that gives him the chance to dodge an insanity effect that gets cast on him. That would be quite interesting to find out. But it is really cool that he's of the rogue class as well, because it's a very, very strong defensive class. So yeah, while he's an excellent attacker, he's trying to be a good defender as well. So yeah, in summary, as far as the insanity heroes or insanity group stacks up, I'll give him a solid A, maybe an A plus, because next to heroes like we've got here, like Dolores and Atwood, I mean, he's just not in the same kind of realm as these guys. Atwood's just a priority dispel, huge amount of damage, but he inflicts more insanity on himself, which can be a detriment, and Dolores is just a beast. I think she's probably my favorite, the one that I would want the most out of the insanity group. That being said, he's still a great hero. So please do drop us a comment. Let us know what you think of Rashan. I'll be really interested to hear your thoughts. Let me know if you do pull this guy or if you go up against him and how you find his effect, whether it's like more effective than I've said, whether it's less effective, or whether you're able to find strategies to counter these heroes as well. I'm always interested to hear about that kind of thing. Drop us a like as well and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. It really does help me out. So I appreciate all of your subscriptions. Thank you guys for following me. And yeah, share it with your mother. I'll see you again next time. Bye for now.